Ooh, I thought we were about to watch, but I know we about to watch first. I know exactly what I'm about to watch first. Oh God, that's loud. First thing I'm about to be reacting to is the one and only Nasik, and he dropped his song, which is about time because I've been waiting for that nigga to drop for damn near. I about to say damn near a year, but from a damn near a year, but for several months, we're waiting for a nigga to drop. So he dropped, and he got a music video. So we're about to react to Nasik Lemonade Stand.
Yes, sir. Coming directly from Cincinnati. Woo!
Shout to Nasty Natty, baby.
No, you know me. Say my name, I know I'm top to send the game, cause you can't stop me. Send the game, cause you can't stop me.
Hold on, bro. We can't just look at. I did not want to do that. Not. We gotta do a 720 or something, bro. We can't watch this. We can't watch this shit in 360p. It's gotta be 720. Like lock in. And that motherfucker unreleased too.
Doing this shit just like a hobby.
Come on, gang. And it's hooked up to Ethernet too. Like, you just embarrassing me.
It looked like I'm talking. I ain't even talking for real.
Yeah.
What you want?
It's okay. I ain't got nothing to prove. Academics be going through this shit too, so.
Yes, sir.
Coming directly from Cincinnati.
Shout out to National.
Who they? Bitches not to know you know me. Say my name, I know I'm top to send the game, cause you can't stop me. Send the game, cause you can't stop me. Doing this shit just like a hobby.
Oh my god, bro.
Talking. I ain't even talking.
First off, loving the aesthetic. He's doing a walkthrough in everyday life, but that nigga is also rapping. So he's damn near doing like a documentary, mockumentary style of music video. I love that. I love that. So shouts out to you. And I know my city. I know what territories he went to because Cincinnati's my territory. You know what I'm saying? Like I keep telling everybody, my territory is downtown Cincinnati, greater Cincinnati area, which is Covington, Newport, also, west side Cincinnati, where I'm at. Fucking Dent, that's my territory. Excuse me. Queen City, my territory. Damn near it goes all the way up to fucking the CVG airport. It's all my territories. I don't give a fuck what nobody says my territories because I be there. I frequent there, so nobody can tell me shit. Pretty much, I got a whole lot of territories. Also, Mason is my territory too. So
yeah.
What you wanna do? I think you like Pikachu. Always asking what be wrong with me, but what is wrong with you?
Hold on, nigga. Why you had that? Cause why you had that newspaper upside? That newspaper is upside down, nigga. You ain't slick. That newspaper's upside down, nigga. I know you ain't reading that. How you reading that with your sunglasses on? Those ain't prescription. Which I know you may think you may have other people fooled and have them think that you reading. You think you Denzel or something from Training Day? 90% of this is bullshit. It's entertainment. That's what that nigga said. That's what you think you doing? What is it? Well, all right. Tell me. If you was reading that, what's the headline? What's the headline of that day's news to where it's so entertaining or it just popped out at you to where you was like, let me go ahead and pick this up real quick. Because niggas ain't really reading newspapers no more. So let me go ahead and, is that what the flex you're trying to, is that what you're trying to do? Trying to flex on niggas for not reading newspapers anymore? If that's the case, I mean, you know, you can flex. I mean, old people, they be reading newspapers, I think. I mean, they watch the news, so they gotta have the newspapers. Why don't the newspaper come every morning like it used to? Why isn't there like a little kid on paper routes just chucking newspapers like at like 5, 6 in the morning? Probably 'cause it's too dangerous out here. These crazy motherfuckers out here. They be doing like drive-bys and shit, or just like snatching kids. So no wonder. You can't trust people these days. I just answered my own question.
What is wrong with you? I just do this rapping shit for fun. Yeah, so how are you? We all know you.
He's that Finley Market also. I just dropped this low.
You a bitch for real. You don't have no fucking clue.
Why I gotta be a bitch though? Cause I told you all about the newspaper.
Listening to Larry Lovestein. Darling, you and I. He said, I've been waiting in the cold. Holding this umbrella.
Hold on, what you grabbing, bro? What you? Hold on, hey, yo, hold on. Bro, why you? What you got tucked, bro? What? I'm sorry. That newspaper looked pretty interesting from what I could read. You know, it had black and white ink on a gray style newspaper and it had a advertisement with a black block and white letters. You know, and you hit that Larry Lovestein thing. I don't know nothing about it, but you about to maybe, go and tap into Larry Lovestein. Get your hand out your pocket, bro. We friends here.
It smells good.
I know your jewelry real too. I know you don't order your shit on Shein. I get it. Street vibe.
Hey, what do you guys doing? You know, I'm not more special than nobody else. We all have the same abilities. I'm just here to show everybody that you can do whatever you want.
Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah, man. We love people with that compliment. Being unique is a compliment, man.
Now she back to you, silly ass come back to blue. I just be here chillin', making shit, I'm feeling kinda cool.
I just wish the beat.
You just waste that fucking lemonade, nigga. Did you even drink it? I don't even think I saw you drink that shit. You pouring it out for the dead homies, nigga? You are not a gang member. You're not gang affiliated, brother. I've seen who you hang out with, bro. You hang out with Byron. He's a med student. You hang out with Guadalupe. He's a IT whiz. You hang out with Kyle. You know what you do. I don't even have to explain it. You don't hang out with no crash outs, bro. So you ain't pouring nothing out. Why? You just wasting food. What you feeding the earth? You know, I could give it to you if you feeding the earth because you hang around a lot of grounded niggas. I'm not even talking about the 3 niggas I said. I'm talking about me. I stay grounded.
Better stand up on your feet. Show her all my songs. They might think she got a friend in me.
She got a friend in me.
Okay.
Don't make it please.
One of the things I love about this video is many things. It's very trippy. I could watch shrooms and listen to this and just vibe to this. Really? Oh God. Oh God. Okay, dance, revolution. Do the moonwalk, Nick. Do the moonwalk. Okay. I'm loving the visuals, brother. Ooh, fit check. Bruh, I don't even be. One of the things I can say when you hang around a lot of niggas that can dress, like when you hang around, I mean, he's my family, but even outside of him being my family, like this nigga got style. Hanging around niggas who can dress, like you are never not surprised of the fits that they put on. Did I say that right? You are never not surprised. I mean, 2 negatives do make a positive, and they cancel out. So, yes, what I said, I meant yes. Always got the drip on. The fit check, he's always, going out. Even when he's in light, calm shit, some comfortable shit, like he be always on 1,000, a million, bajillion. So, hell yeah, brother.
I fucked up in the past, but don't worry, cause I still got time.
Smoke shop across the street on Elm Street.
With Google Play
This
Games,
nigga got ads and shit?
you can play
I know this shit ain't done already. Oh shit, it is done. ADHD, man. Fuck Kendrick. But man, hold on. First, no, hold on. What the heck? Why you switch so fast? Piss me off. Obviously, gonna love it. Obviously, gonna comment. Got to show my support. I love you, cuz. Nasi. Y'all go watch Lemonade Stand, the new music video. It's just hot. And they, when did he drop it? Oh shit, he dropped it 7 days ago, nigga. You ain't tell me, nigga. Well, I wasn't streaming, but I'm proud of you. I love you. That's that shit, boy. So let me do the emojis. Where the fires? Where is the fire? Mess. Where's the fire? Fa 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 fa. Roman numerals that will make me not be like it, huh? Sometimes I gotta sound it out, but I'll always get it right. You know I know how to spell. Gotta add a comment. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Proud of you, cuzzo. On your shit, man. Hell yeah, man. All right. Oh, hold on. Look, y'all already know who I got. What the hell? Yeah, there's a whole lot of shit's been going on since I've been, off the map, off the grid and shit. Y'all already know I gotta go ahead and react to Miss Tori Brienne. I want to watch this one because this one really stuck out to me. I was like, damn, let me watch this. Yeah. There's nothing else let's go ahead and do that one.
I feel as if...
Oh, hold on. This video we're going to be reacting to is Tony Brienne. Mega churches and Christian influencers are destroying Christianity. Now, I'm watching this because I am conscious and I've been getting into, back into, listening to sermons. Kind of getting back into church, but my way of getting back into church is like I'm baby stepping my way. So I'm listening to sermons, getting back into reading my Bible and stuff like that, and talking to God. And I realized that the reason I haven't been going to church is based off of trauma from as a child of my experience in church. So it's just a hypocrisy. So I want to see and listen to the stuff that she has to say about the mega influencer churches and stuff like that. Biggest thing about getting back into just relationship with churches and stuff like that and religion, you just got to go with what feels right with your spirit. Always trust you and your spirit and where it guides you to go. Some churches that are for your friends are not for you. That's vice versa. So you got to trust your spirit. Without further ado, let's get into this video, man.
Churches have definitely lost the plot. There has been an obscene glorification of mega churches, and I feel as if we're praising the churches and the pastors more than we're praising God. And I feel as if a lot of these pastors are not practicing what they're preaching. In this video, we'll be discussing the dystopian reality of mega churches and performative Christianity. We have a lot to discuss in today's video, but before we get into today's video,
one of the many things I love about her videos, she always has long videos. I'm into the long form content, as you guys can tell. And
so we do a quote of the day.
You know, y'all can tell by just me reacting, because I enjoy reacting and I love looking at long form content. I love to talk, but just the details and her research that goes into her videos, I just enjoy it. But also, y'all can tell with, you know, when I be cutting up and I be editing my videos, like, her videos be around like what, let's give it 30 minutes to like an hour. Those are her videos be. And my reactions, like me adding, like me talking and shit like that and pausing it, I'll pause like damn near every, like, it can be a range of 30 seconds to like 5 minutes. I'll pause it in intervals. So it adds like a good 30 minutes. But the shit I be saying is it adds to it. It has you think. So I'm not mad at it. And if I don't need to talk, I just won't pause it and I won't say anything.
I still think it's okay to correct certain behaviors in Christianity. I keep it raw and real, okay? But we still gonna praise God here, all right?
Amen.
So let's first start with the quote of the day. Today's quote of the day is, "I trust that everything will improve even if I don't see it yet." Today's verse of the day is Romans chapter 14, verse 4, and it reads, "Who are you to judge someone else's servant? To his own master he stands or falls, and he will stand, for the Lord is able to make him stand." Please be sure you guys are following me on all my social media platforms. I am on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube too. This channel is also a podcast. We're available on all audio streaming platforms, including Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Amazon Music. I also have a separate podcast called The Decision Podcast, where we discuss how one choice can impact your entire life. It is interview-based, and we give nothing but raw, real, and vulnerable, and relatable. It is a phenomenal podcast, and I think if you enjoy watching me here, you will definitely enjoy watching me there. We are also available on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. And yeah, support me on my social media sites. These will all be linked here. And without further ado, you guys, let's get straight into today's video.
Albion Online is a sandbox MMORPG in which you write your own story.
Ads, man.
Taking you in this moment.
A lot of people feel that churches today feel more like concerts versus actually praising and worshiping God. There's fog machines, whole production teams, lights, cameras, actions, all pointed towards the pastor.
As cool as that is, God, he don't need all that. Church is not the building. Church is not the lights, the camera, the effects, the fog machine. Church is the people. The gospel, as in y'all singing, and y'all don't even need those instruments. A cappella, praising with positive intent, being grateful and gratuitous for when he gives you what you need and what you want, and also when you're going through stuff, being gratuitous, because he's still also giving you what you need and what you want, but you just don't know it yet. You got to be tapped in to understand that it's what you need. But God, he don't need all this. And I don't like putting the pronoun on God, because God is consciousness. He's not a he, he's not a she. That's why, like, when people talk about God is a man, God is a woman, God is all. God has no gender. He's consciousness, ether. But yeah, God don't need all that.
And though this can be seen as a good thing, because it feels as if they're trying to bring a little bit more of a modern touch to church today, it also gives a little bit of performative. It feels as if the pastor thinks the show about him versus Jesus.
I wonder how much, like, My thing is, if I go to church, it's my first time I'm church shopping around, and I go and I see this, I'm not even paying attention to the word or the stuff that they're singing. All I'm thinking about is how much did they pay to do all these effects and shit like that, but also how do they get the money? They got to be either doing it through tithes or are people paying a membership? I'm just assuming that everybody's tithes are going to the church. Cause ain't no way they got a whole ass. I don't even know what the fuck that is. It's like is that a tomb? Not a tomb. It's a big ass, like a big ass building that's being, leveled down with string. That looks like a fucking performance you'd go to a rap concert or any type of concert to see. And I know that the artist or their labels have to pay that shit to have it. Like that, I'm not gonna be paying attention to the word. I'm really gonna be paying. I'm gonna be thinking about, yeah, that's a lot of money. I wonder who the fuck's paying that. And I'm not paying no tithes for that. Fuck that. Oh, that's Justin Timberlake. Oh yeah, Justin Timberlake. Yeah, they definitely paid that nigga. They definitely paid that with it. Had to. Because he has never talked about anything spiritual.
Their social media following.
And wait a minute. That was Mirror. That was Mirror that was playing as he was coming down. That's not a church song.
And building their church following in terms of...
That's Logic. Is that Logic? Looks like him. Justin Bieber, Oprah, Ye, Kim Kardashian, Ye. I'm assuming it's Scooter Braun.
Them actually helping and servicing the community. Yeah, I'm going there and I'm gonna take it there. So let's get into it. I think it is absolutely okay to want to promote your church and you want to get more followers in your church. I mean, that's kind of the purpose of Christianity. You want to spread the word. But when it starts coming off as you wanting to be a celebrity versus a pastor, that's when I start giving the side eye. Now, I don't want to necessarily put blame on pastors, okay? I don't even think it's all pastors. I think it's actually the people that are sometimes worshiping these pastors. They put these pastors on a pedestal and they feel as if they need to broadcast the fact that they went to go see this pastor. And to me,
it's always about the intention. First, God said, there shall not be any idols before me. That's the first commandment. No idols before me. Next thing, to add on to what I said about, it's all about intent on why you're going to the church. A lot of people will go for false intentions. To go get some pussy. I'm glad I thought about it. You heard about them church females? Church females? You know, they get downs like that, yeah. To see what the hype's about. Okay, it's lit. It's like a concert. Let me go ahead and turn up. I don't want to go to no old head Baptist church where they just, the old head Baptist church, y'all turn up too. It's not really modern. Other people go just because other people are going. It's all about your intention on why you're going to church. Because if you're going to church to actually get the word and find the word, then you're not going to need all of that. That's just showboating. That's literally all it is. It's showboating, materialistic stuff, and I feel like it's a cover for something. I feel like it's a cover for something. Because you don't need all that to spread the word of God. Jesus, if you believe in him, Jesus, he wasn't all about showboating. He rode in to town on a donkey. Like, come on now.
It feels like you are worshiping the pastor more than you're worshiping God. A perfect example of this would have to be a church that's located in my city, right here in Atlanta, Georgia. So the church is called 2819. I actually went to this church 2 or 3 times before it blew up. This church got very, very popular very, very quickly. I actually have cups from the church in my
That looks like
cabinets
a
right
concert
now.
hall.
I thought it was a phenomenal church and it was spectacular. I think the pastor does a very good job. Pastor Phillips, great sermon, great word. Everything 10 out of 10, okay? However,
when I was looking for sermons to do for my spiritual baths, he's one of the people that came up. Ultimately, I first went to, and who I'm still listening to, Pastor Mike Jr., shout out to him. My spirit just aligned with the stuff that he was saying, so I've been watching him. No shade to the other pastors, stuff like him, but I just more aligned with him. But I have seen his stuff. I think I might have started watching it, but then I just was like, nah, I'm cool.
once the church blew up in terms of popularity, getting a lot of popularity and traction due to him getting popular via social media, the church got overly crowded. And when I say overly crowded, I mean you have lines out the door and you sometimes would have to walk 30 minutes plus just to get to church.
Wow.
And people were doing this and also recording the fact that they were doing this. So they would post on social media that they arrived at church at 5 in the morning, or they drove all the way from Ohio to Georgia in order to see Pastor Phillips in person or to attend 2819 church. Now,
see, my thing is, I don't even like driving from Ohio to Georgia just to see family. What makes you think I'm going to go to a church and stand out? Well, I can't even say that. What makes you think I'm going to drive from Ohio to Atlanta? And it's crazy, she said Ohio. Hey, she want me. You know, she know that a young brother from Ohio. I mean, it had nothing to do with... Oh, shit. I'm so goofy. I was trying to do something on my fucking other computer, on my other screen, and I forgot my mouse is on here, and I tried to click it on that screen. Streamer problems. Yeah, I wouldn't even drive from here to Georgia to see family, let alone fucking stand outside for... Yeah, stand outside for 2 hours. Nah, I'm not doing that. Nope, not doing it. And that's just assuming that you get in. Just assuming that you get in.
Okay to go to a pastor or go to a church where you feel as if the word is truly spoken to you and you feel like you're receiving something from the sermon. But to me, I feel like
it's better that you're standing outside for church, because I'm look at it from both sides. I'd rather an individual stand in line, a long ass line for church, than for Jordans. In my opinion, I feel like that's better. You know, you're gonna be tithing, might as well put the tithes on, you know, that church. Then, you know, spend your money on Jordans or whatever the latest drop is you stand in line for.
If there are plenty of churches in everybody's hometowns that you can happily go to and you can get that word, you know what I mean? So I no longer go to 2819 because it just got out of control in terms of so many people going. And yeah, you guys can say something like, well, if you really wanted to, you would go. But I feel as if there are plenty of churches where I feel as if I will get the word of God that are also looking for people to call their church a home. And when people are traveling so far just to see Pastor Phillips or just to go to 2819 or any church that's popular on social media, it takes away from the locals that actually want to attend that said church. I'm not saying that everybody's not welcomed. I mean, the entire point of Christianity is to be a community and to be able to accept any and everybody. But with the popularity of 2819, it feels as if it's a trend for people to go to the church and to say that they went to 2819. The amount of vlogs I see of people kind of trying to get validation or trying to seemingly seem better than because they woke up to go to church at 5 a.m. for a 9 o'clock service. Like, it comes off as very performative. And speaking of the fact that 2819 church did get very popular due to social media, I want to highlight that as well. It seems a lot of churches, I'm not speaking about any church directly in particular, but it seems a lot of churches cater their sermons towards social media clips. Almost almost as if their goal is to get clipped and for those clips to go viral. And to me, that doesn't come across as you're trying to give the word to your current church members. It seems as if you're trying to gain more popularity and get more viewers from online. From their lighting, to the timing, to what they say, and sometimes with the pastor looking directly into the camera and not even at any of the people that are at that church in that direct moment, it's very evident that a lot of pastors are
that nigga hanging like SpongeBob in the SpongeBob movie. I'm a goofy go by. Like, why are you doing that? Why are you dangling over? This nigga think he believes that he is a Christian or Baptist Chris Brown. I don't know if Chris Brown is religious, but the way that he's up there, like, why are you hanging over everybody like you're Jesus? You're why are you looking down to people? Like, I don't even like how they, preachers stand at an altar because you're looking down at the people. Jesus never looked down at the people. He wasn't on the altar. You know, he was with the people. So, yeah, that's very performative. That's something. And also, what she was talking about, how, people were making TikToks, stuff like that, and making it to seem like they're better than other people for waking up early. That just shows that individual's intent, and it's like, if it's random people and I see that shit, I already know what it is. Like she said, it's for attention and stuff like that, but I won't give my energy to that. But if the friends see it and they know them, like, they should be aware of that and move accordingly. Because people will snitch on themselves, whether it's directly or indirectly. As long as you pay attention, you're tapped in, and you discern and you're aware and you pay attention, people will show you their true colors and who they truly are and what spirits they have on.
Optimizing their content in order to go viral. To me, it's like pastors and churches are trying to be content creators or influencers versus being pastors in actual churches. The algorithm.
And this is what I can say about that too, because I understand what she's saying, but for example, like I told you, I watch Pastor Mike Jr., right? He, and I don't know if it's true, but I believe him. He said he doesn't require people to take tithes. He doesn't require people to pay tithes. And if they do it out of because that's what God's telling them to do, and they're doing what they need to do or what they can do to contribute. I don't believe he doesn't take the tithes for himself. He puts it back to the church. He also live streams on YouTube, and his sermons are on YouTube as well. And I'm pretty sure he has a TikTok and social media page. But I was thinking, like, man, him not taking tithes for himself and putting it back into the church or helping out the community, he's smart as hell for doing, having social media for himself, like himself as a brand, but as a pastor and for the church, because that money is being also funded to the church to where he can do whatever he wants with it and get back to the community, do the stuff like the repairs and other stuff like that he needs for the church. And so I believe that they're monetizing it correct. Well, the people who are using the like social media, I believe that Pastor Mike Jr. is using it in the correct way, and I feel like social media is a smart way. I believe that's the right way to use social media to spread the word. I'm not even thinking about it as they're trying to gain popularity, which I mean they can be trying to gain popularity, but I believe I don't believe it's a malicious intent when they're doing it. I believe that how they're doing it, they're using their resources to spread the word to a wider audience, because not everybody lives in Georgia, or I know Pastor Mike Jr., he's in Alabama, or maybe California, or just somewhere out the way. Like, I'm from Cincinnati, Ohio, and Pastor Mike Jr. is in Birmingham. I'm not flying there every Sunday or whipping there every Sunday, and it's more convenient for me to just do it on my phone every time I wake up. So today is all about convenience, and it's a consumer market. How do you want to do it? Because I believe that these churches, 2819, Pastor Mike, I believe they still would have been big, but not as big if they really didn't have social media, or if they didn't have social media, or if they didn't use social media to their advantage. So I agree with them doing that. Now, whether it's their intent, it all depends on the intent. So that I can't speak towards, but your spirit will know, and that will help. That will have you gravitate towards that individual, or that'll keep you away from that certain individual.
Has become the new altar. Okay, the algorithm is what seems to be a priority in a lot of church homes, and I think that's what makes some churches feel almost inauthentic. Once again, I do find it important to spread the word. I do not think it's a bad thing for churches to utilize.
If you get to heaven and I am not there, you are in hell.
Social media in order to spread the word. I think it's a phenomenal thing, but I think it becomes a problem when you begin worshiping the algorithm versus worshiping God. Back in the day, especially when it came to small community churches, because it's mostly the mega churches that are doing all these extra things
Jesus
for social
Christ.
media. These small community churches used to really focus on community building, on testimony, and on faith as a lived experience. But now it feels as if churches are almost curated for social media, especially the mega churches. I mean, just look at all the modern day mega churches. Like, literally, it's a concert. It feels like you're at Coachella sometimes. And everyone's trying to be too cool for school, or trying to adhere and adapt to the current and new generation, which once again is not a bad thing, okay? Y'all, I'm trying to cover every point where y'all gonna try and get me in the comments, because y'all try to jump down my throat every single time I talk about Christianity. Though I do identify as a Christian, I just feel as if I like to have deeper and more vulnerable conversations. But that's a different topic for a different day. But
that's consciousness, baby. That's consciousness, baby. I understand. I know you probably watching this, you've seen my videos of me reacting to you. We're gonna have a conversation, deeper conversation about it. I know you heard me reacting to your stuff and giving you some game and everything. So it's consciousness. It's consciousness. I used to be a Christian, but then I upgraded. I elevated to spirituality. Upgraded again. Consciousness. So all this is consciousness, baby. That's it.
I'm trying to make sure I'm covering my tracks, because I know that this can be a very nuanced conversation. But I think it's great that they're trying to speak to Gen Z and Gen Alpha and just any younger generation. I mean, even millennials. But I think that there's a very distinct line between being performative for social media versus trying to get the younger people in the church. It's
the biggest thing about getting younger people in the church. You don't need all that performative shit. You need to tell them and be real, because a lot of young people are tired of older people being fake, not taking accountability, being hypocrites, and not standing firm, and not showing them, being a person of their word. So, not being a hypocrite. That's how you bring the younger crowd in. And being vulnerable. Yes, and being vulnerable. Like Pastor Mike Jr., I love his sermon so much because, he's vulnerable with the people who he's preaching to about his life. And he gives actual testimonies on his stuff. And he makes church cool, because not only does he analyze the Bible, he makes it, it's called devotions, but he interprets it and makes it into like a modern day version. Like he does like many movies of his own and makes it the modern day version. That's what the young people like. That's what'll draw the young people. Not all this performative shit.
like the clout and the attention is more valuable than spreading the word of God or building community within your church and the members that you currently have. So let's dive a little bit deeper into the pastors, okay?
Should I grab another
Vernon?
Vernon?
This segment,
I only
the
got
cult
2
of pastors. So when I spoke on churches really utilizing social media,
I'm
and
okay.
it almost coming across as them trying to become influencers, yeah, the influencers are seemingly the pastors in a lot of cases. Just like I said, a lot of these pastors are seemingly trying to speak towards Gen Z and Gen Alpha, or trying
Shout out
to
to
go
Vernon's.
viral on social media in general.
sponsored.
You can definitely see it in the way that they're dressed and the way that they even act. The pastors are coming in wearing designer clothes, expensive shoes, having the newest
Nigga got the Yeezys.
car,
Bro,
flying
what the
private
hell?
jets. Yeah, the mega church pastors. Obviously not all, but there definitely are some that are definitely doing this.
Hey, them Yeezys.
General, you can definitely see it in the way that they're dressed and the way
It's-
that they even act. The pastors are coming in
Those are where your tithes went to.
wearing designer clothes, expensive
Those are where your tithes went to.
shoes, having the newest and flyest
That's where your tithes went to.
car, flying private jets.
They could also have
the mega church
private jet. I mean, they could
not
also
all, but there definitely are.
look. They could also have some other businesses, but likely probably not. I believe that most likely church is their main thing. I believe that's their that's their main bread and butter. But church is a non-profit.
Some that are definitely doing this because they're making a killing from basically being an influencer and being a pastor, feeding off of people's vulnerabilities.
Hungry Root is the easiest way to eat healthy. Hungry Root is kind of like having your own personal shopper and nutritionist.
You guys should already know I am a very busy woman, and cooking every single night just isn't realistic for me. That's why I've been loving HelloFresh lately. And guys, this is not the HelloFresh that you may have heard. Plus free breakfast for life.
Connect. Back to 2819, and I'm only speaking on this church because I feel as if this was the most recent church that I saw in my neighborhood that really blew up due to social media. But I kind of briefly touched on this with people documenting the fact that they came to 2819 at 5 a.m. because they went to get online. Like literally 2819 has lines wrapping around the building just to get in. And
That's
I remember I was
crazy.
speaking to my hairstylist who does go to 2819 church still, and she said like, oh, if you go to the 7 o'clock service, you'll be online for like less than 30 minutes. I'm like, line to go to church? I mean, they also have a smaller church home right now. They're building the Forever Church home. But for me personally, I just feel that there are a lot of other church homes in my neighborhood that I can go to that doesn't have me standing online for 30 minutes. And it also means that I'm supporting other churches. But people are vlogging the moment they're standing on.
Why is she saying standing online? Because it makes it seem like if she's saying standing online, I'm thinking like, do you mean like waking up at 5 to log in like on your phone? But I see niggas standing in line. So why are you saying standing online? That's what's confusing. I'm like, bruh, you mean standing in line?
Line to step into 2819 church. They're vlogging them meeting Pastor Phillips, and they're hugging him, and they're all over him, and they're so excited to have met him. And I get that you can look at the pastor because like his word is so well spoken and he may have changed your life, or you look at things in a different perspective, but it almost feels like celebrity worship and idolization. This causes the focus to shift from faith to fan.
I wonder how many females he fucked. I'm not even talking about, within the church, because he's probably piped them all down. But talking about the fans, the clout, had to have been fucking some of them. Like, let's be honest. Let's be 100% honest. All the clout he's getting, he's definitely fucking. Whether he's single or he's married. He's still a man.
These pastors are building fandoms whether they are doing it intentionally or not. This is causing the pastor or the church home to become the star of the show. So it's taking away the fact that idolization of inanimate objects or other people, which is a sin, into full-blown perspective. We're taking away from God and focusing on everything else that doesn't revolve around God. So let's highlight some church examples of this. So we have Hillsong Church. I don't know if you guys know this church, but you may know this church as the...
Bruh, this is literally like a football field dome. Like, this is a stadium. This is literally a stadium. You see how big this shit is for a church? And I haven't even heard of this church. This is crazy. Hell no, I wouldn't go to this church.
Celebrity church. A bunch of celebrities went to this church. So Hillsong Church began in Sydney, Australia in the 1980s. They built an empire through worship music songs like Oceans and What a Beautiful Name. The pastor of that church, by the name of Carl Lentz, ended up becoming basically a full-blown celebrity. So before we get into Carl Lentz, let's get into the founders of the church. So Hillsong Church was founded by Brian and Bobby Houston. And when Brian and Bobby founded Hillsong Church, it was during the time when churches were transitioning into a more modern church style. Worship teams weren't just choirs anymore, and a lot of churches were leaning more into a contemporary production of songs and trying to discover and mold their own brand identity. And Hillsong Church was the first church to really stick to this regimen. By the early 2000s, Hillsong Church wasn't just a church anymore. It was a multinational institution built solely on music. So as I stated, they had songs like Oceans, What a Beautiful Name, Hosanna, and Mighty to Save. Some songs that you may have heard several times in your own church. That's because these weren't just worship songs. These were global chart-topping songs. This led Hillsong to make their own music label. They televised their sermons. They had something called Hillsong College, which was like a training ground for worship leaders and pastors. And they had merch with books, hoodies, conferences, and tours. They really became a whole entire brand. This was no longer just a church. Hillsong was now a music label, a media company, and so much more, just having a church attached to them by chance. That's when enters Pastor Carl Lentz. So when Hillsong expanded into the United States, they needed someone who can connect with the newer and younger generation that was glued to their phones, social media, and Instagram. That was when Carl Lentz came to play. Now, Carl was definitely not your traditional pastor, okay? Carl wore Saint Laurent boots. He had tattoos. He dropped all types of lingo. And he preached with the cadence of an influencer.
Y'all need to take a praise break and thank God for protecting you from your prayer requests your whole life. All the relationships you wanted to get in that you really wanted to get in, but then you found out that dude was a total loser and God protected you, give him some praise. All those things you wanted to do with your life and they ended up being a bad deal, give him some praise. All those times you wanted to step out and you thought God had closed the door, but really he had shut it to protect you, give him some praise.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it, just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
See, even with me just reacting to it, I didn't feel anything. I didn't feel anything from that. My spirit didn't feel anything from that.
He became the pastor to many notable stars like Hailey and Justin Bieber, Kevin Durant, Selena Gomez, Chris Pratt, and even Kyrie Irving.
Justin just went because, or maybe Selena just went because Justin and Hailey went there. But Kevin Durant?
Became clear as day that Hillsong was more for the aesthetics than it was for preaching the word of God, including Carl Lentz, okay? And that all unraveled completely in 2020. So in 2020, Carl Lentz was fired from being a pastor due to infidelity. But that was literally just the tipping point of what was about to unfold.
Hey, I literally just said, my spirit felt nothing from what he was saying. I'm just saying, hey, Trust your spirit always. Trust your spirit.
And staff members started leaking information about a much darker past when it came to Hillsong Church. They spoke about there being a cool kid hierarchy where celebrities, pastors, and influencers were treated like royalty and put on a certain pedestal. That for sure isn't the church way of thinking. The volunteers felt exploited, where they were running these multi-million-dollar events and weren't getting paid for their labor. They spoke on members of the church giving tithes, while the leaders of the church were staying in luxury hotels and living very lavishly. And so many more scandals.
This came out after Carl Lentz was fired. He and his wife tried to deny it, but then...
And you know what's crazy too? You about to listen to this. They had all those different businesses, because I'm glad I let her like tell me about the different businesses that they did, you know, making a Christian music group, doing the tours, the albums, the songs, that college, the schooling. I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna say anything. I'm thinking they got all those businesses, like that can be funding their lives. So they shouldn't even need those tithes to do that shit. Have that church. So I was like, no wonder they had that big ass stadium, because of all the shit they're doing. But greed is a motherfucker. Because with all those business comes money, comes power, all those celebrities come in, and greed comes in. Oh yeah. And then that's what that greed, that power, that's where you forget. That's the choice. Because like I said, church, you do not need a big ass cathedral to preach in that echoes, and you have perfect harmony, and you have the perfect singers in the background. And no, you need just people with a positive intent, with the right intention to have a relationship with God. And biggest thing is too, one thing I love about Pastor Mike Jr., he tells everybody, hey, he broke it down so well. I was like, damn, that's right. He said, I'm going to tell you something that most pastors don't say. You need to have your own relationship with God. Don't depend on me to have your relationship with God. You have your own relationship with God, and I can go ahead and, I forgot how he worded it. I can help you decipher the stuff within the book and, teach you how to look at things a certain way. But you got to have your own relationship with God. Pray about stuff. If I say a sermon and you don't really agree with it or whatever, pray about it. But when you go to different churches, or before you start, you think about going to a certain church, pray about it. That's his thing. He's like, you got to talk to God first before you even make a decision. And trust in God. Don't just go there and assume that's the best thing for you, and it doesn't turn out to be the best thing for you. Trust in God, trust in your spirit. And one of the things he also said, which really hit me, he said, spirituality. He was on the Angel Reese podcast. He said, spirituality is having your own relationship with God. That's what a lot of the millennials are doing. They're moving into spirituality, because he was asked how does he feel about spirituality and moving, people, that spirituality movement growing. He said, I love the spirituality movement because that's a relationship with God. Religion is the I think he said like the discipline or the regimen. He's like either the discipline or the regimen with God. Spirituality is the relationship with God, and religion is the regimen or discipline with God, like the steps that you need to take, like going to church, reading your word, listening to sermons and stuff like that. Getting baptized and other things. So like, damn, he put it like really good. I agree with that. But I'm conscious. So even though like I believe that all the religions, I don't even know how I want to say this. I don't disrespect any religion, because I believe in the one. I believe in. They all have we're all talking about the same God, the ether, the universe. We're all talking about the same God. So I don't disrespect it. But I don't claim a religion. That's why I'm conscious. I'm aware. That's why I don't say I'm spiritual anymore. I'm just conscious. I'm just woke. I just pay attention. I'm aware of things, and I'm learning every day.
And there were leaked documents that show that he admitted to this. If you read this, where she describes how he made her feel, his elevated status made me feel like he had all the power and I had no voice. That's what we call an unbalanced power dynamic, and that is predatory. In these leaked documents, plenty of people talked about the manipulative and abusive culture in Hillsong, New York, which I know from the tons of people that DM me that Carl was very much a scapegoat in all of this, and this is Hillsong culture as a whole, but Carl definitely participated and perpetuated predatory behavior and abusive and manipulative and awful things to people. Here's another one where people talk about how they made him feel, what happened. And in case you're wondering what he's been doing in the last 2+ years since he was fired, he moved to LA and has been running shirtless on the beach, meditating, and pitching reality shows. Sounds like someone who's trying to take time to heal and understand what he did wrong. Oh, and let's not forget about the celebrity parties where he was drinking and being highly inappropriate with people, all while his wife was present and witnessing all of it. And the new Hillsong documents that just leaked about their financials detail the financial abuse that Hillsong perpetuated, that very much happened at Hillsong, New York, that Carl directly benefited from. He had designer clothes and a crazy house and all kinds of things that was all bought with tax-free church-donated money.
I probably can
Tithes. One of the things I don't like about religions is most individuals who go to a religion, they go because they're waiting for somebody to save them. They just don't take accountability for the things that they've done or the things they are going to do. They just can't be real with themselves. That's why I love being conscious, because I can say the shit that I used to do, I wanted to do it, and I did it. Even if it was wrong, I learned from it, and I'm doing better. My traumas, I'm not going to blame other people. It happened for a reason. I'm not going to hold a vendetta against them. I'm not going to, I'm not going to have resentment in my heart because of something that happened. I'm still going to remember it, but it's not going to take effect for how I'm moving. A lot of people who are within religion, they don't do that. I say a lot, not all, but a lot.
A whole video on Hillsong Church on its own, but we have a whole bunch of other things to uncover. So Hillsong did not collapse due to just one cheating pastor. No, they collapsed because they began putting God last, but putting their brand first.
Let me just tell you something about growing a church. When any pastor says that, I respectfully push back. Our church is always going to be like this. Often, here's what happens, and I'll say this real slowly. Most pastors start out with a big vision. They can't do it. So they change their theology to now suit what their fruit is and try to act like that's how we're never going to be like that mega church. Brother, you can't grow your church past what it is. Be okay with that. Don't try to put a theology on this. Don't try to knock every church. The only reason why they're growing is because what? Rather than glean from what they might be doing right, you're so small that you're going to pretend and start making up reasons for why their success is not legit. That is the weakest, smallest view of a leader I've ever seen in my life. And it happens all the time. Like, we're never going to be like that church. Brother, you're in no danger of ever growing. Because I've been on the other side, I think some of the criticism is funny to me. I think it's like old school, junior high, insecure people talking about the cool kids sometimes. That's what it sounds like. So when people say that, like, I'm in this small church and I'm in my community and we're being discipled, are you? Are you? Because no one has joined your small little group.
When a church starts...
What I can say about what he just said, my problem with what he said, or really when it comes to those type of conversations, why are y'all making it a competition? When in reality, church is about honoring and giving glory to God. God, He wants nothing but individuals. If you are gonna have a competition, or if you are going to fight, don't fight amongst one another. Fight against evil. Fight against wrongness. Fight against evil, wrongdoing, against fiction, lies and stuff like that. Fight against the negative stuff. Just fight against the low vibrational stuff. That comparing or saying, "Oh, we're never gonna be like them. We're never," and then also him coming back with, "Well, with that mindset, you're not. You got a small church. You're always gonna have a small church." Da da da. Like that. The size of the church don't fucking matter. What matters is the influence of the pastor and what you're doing with that influence. Like Pastor Mike Jr., he said, like, I don't give a fuck about, he didn't say it like that, but he's like, I really don't care about how many followers I have. I don't even want followers. My thing is the influence and the impact I'm leaving on a community and the people who are listening to me. That's what I care about. That's what matters, the influence. The positive influence that you're having on the people who are coming to you and trusting you with the guidance on how to go within and out of body with a relationship with God. That's what the people are coming for, not for the big ass churches. And I'm not speaking for everybody, but that's what the people who are genuinely wanting a relationship with God, that's what they're coming for, these churches.
Operating like a global brand, and they put God last. Every sermon will quickly become marketing. Every worship song becomes a product.
And the people who put God last, they're not going to last long.
Becomes the talent.
They're not going to last long.
It's no longer about saving people's...
And God, he knows the true intent. God knows what's going to happen. God is beyond time. So God knows what's going to happen. Maybe it started out with the correct intentions, but then the greed got to him. The lust got to him. The gluttony got to him, or whatever. They got out of pocket. They got out of pocket. They got out of body. The arrogance got to him, whatever. But God, he knew that was gonna happen. Maybe they signed a deal with somebody to sell their soul, but God knew everything was gonna happen.
Lives, building and helping the community, or leading by example. It becomes a full-blown brand, and that is not what God wants, and that is exactly why Hillsong fell.
Stop taking meeting notes and let ClickUp AI Note Taker do it for you. It allows you to focus on your meetings, not your...
This time of the year always gets so crazy because we have Christmas parties, holiday events, New Year's Eve, and for me, my 25th birthday right before New Year's Eve. And all my friends already know where we're getting our dresses from this year, and that's Revolve. They literally never do big sales, so this is absolutely major. If you've been waiting to get your holiday looks together, this is the time. Revolve has every single vibe covered, from sparkly party dresses to cozy holiday sets to full New Year's Eve for 26, so don't play. So one thing I've been doing lately, especially with everything feeling chaotic online, is finding ways to pour back into myself. And honestly, Masterclass has been one of my favorite ways to do just that. I've been using it as a way to learn 50% off at Masterclass. Go to masterclass.com/TonyBrienne.
Let's talk about Transformation Church with Pastor Michael Todd. Pastor Michael Todd is known for doing visual sermons and stunts in order to draw in attention for shock factor and value. It got so insane that he went viral for doing a spit sermon. Yes, you heard that correctly. He spit in his hand and then rubbed it on one of his church members' eyes.
Changing something in...
This nigga think he Jesus. This nigga think he Jesus. Because that's what Jesus did. That nigga think he Jesus.
You don't see it clearly yet, but you hear...
I know that, bro. That nigga, got so much mucus out of his butt. That's so disgusting, bruh.
And this is where most people would not face Jesus anymore.
Okay.
What most people would do is turn away. It might get nasty.
Wait, who is that? Oh, I saw the spit come down. That is.
And do you hear?
He did this in order to illustrate visions from God. Absolutely disgusting and repulsive.
Is nasty.
I don't think that was very godlike at all.
Hell no.
Frankly. I honestly felt like that was him trying to get attention, and I think he just wanted to test the waters to see how far he could take it with his church members. So
yo, that is fucking crazy. I know y'all saw that motherfucking spit just come down. That was mucus. That was so disgusting, bruh. Because he don't think he Jesus. Well, I don't know I don't know if he think he Jesus or not. But what I do know is that Jesus, what he did was to cure a man from blindness is what he did. He spit in his hand and I don't know if he spit in his hand. No, I think he spit in a man's eye. I believe he spit in a man's eye. Hold on. Let's look. Oh, sure, I didn't mean that. Let's see. Alright, let's see. Okay. Mark chapter 8, verses 22 through 26. Jesus heals a blind man at Bethesda. They came to Bethesda, and some people brought a blind man and begged Jesus to touch him. He took the blind man by the hand and led him outside the village. When he had spit on the man's eyes and put his hands on him. So he spit in his eyes and then put his hand on him. I don't know, over the eyes or just put his hands on the man. Jesus asked, "Do you see anything?" He looked up and said, "I see people. They look like trees walking around." Once more, Jesus put his hand on the man's eyes, and his eyes were open. His sight was restored, and he saw everything clearly. Jesus sent him home, saying, "Don't even go into the village." So, Jesus spit in a man's eye. He never spit in his hand. Spit in a man's eye, or just... I don't even think he had mucus. I don't think... mucus, that was disgusting. I'm sorry. But yeah, straight up just his eye, covered his eye. But what that man did was disgusting. That is, wow. Wow. Oh my God.
Only because he's a pastor. And to me, that comes across more as a kink than it does as being a follower of Jesus Christ. Then you have his annual Easter shows that show flying demons. There's dancers, and it's literally a Broadway level production.
Stop the track, let me stay back. You need to do. Step one, there you a baddie. Okay. But step two, she gotta have a fatty. Hey. Yeah. Look back at it. What is she doing? Friends, I don't have a fatty. Girl, we keep telling you it's okay. Your little booty matter too, friend. Y'all know they don't be discriminating. Okay, demons, now let's get information. Let's make the most
Bro, that was crazy. And all these ads are crazy too.
To me, that just shows that worship becomes this theatrical performance versus just being what it is, worship. And to me, it shows that worshiping isn't enough anymore to these
I'm sorry I just ran through both of those versions so
because
quick.
that ultimately puts money in their pockets. And that's not the godly way to live, right? I thought we were taught in Christianity to not lead by money. But a lot of these pastors are doing the polar opposite of that. During one of his sermons, there's footage of him getting his hair cut while he's preaching. Like, you can't tell me that's not performative.
If you don't embrace God cutting you, you are not actually getting the best out of what you have. Yeah.
Bro, what?
And one cut is going to cause you pain. Remember, the scripture says, anybody who's not producing fruit, he cuts them off and throws them away. But the people who are producing fruit, he cuts them so that they can have more fruit. What I found out is one cut is full of pain and the other cut is full of promise.
He's jumping on trampolines. He's having literally, once again, full-blown productions going on, like a concert or the BET Awards, when he's just talking about Jesus, apparently.
I'm gonna be known for it. It don't even have to actually happen tomorrow.
Do a flip!
But I'm gonna have faith for it. I'm actually gonna build my stamina. I'm actually gonna do something big. So you missed it. But what would happen if everybody started flipping on the things that God told them to do? What if we started getting hyped? We would be like...
I ain't gonna lie. If I go into a church and I see a trampoline and it's only the pastor flipping it, I'm gonna crash out. Everybody better be flipping this bitch for Jesus and God. Not just you. Come on now. Jesus turned water into wine. Jesus fed 1,000 with 12 loaves of bread or one loaf of bread. You better share that. You better share that trampoline experience. You can only do a front flip. I can do a back flip, front flip, a front flip into a back flip into a front flip. You wasting my time?
A city on a hill. Oh, we would be able to be seen.
I can do a cartwheel on that. Backhand spring.
Y'all were scared that I would fall. But a righteous man falls 7 times. And he gets back. Y'all better stop. Y'all stop.
Do a backflip on the ground. Do a front flip on the ground.
For the last 9 years. But if you don't have faith to stand on God's word, I don't need you in this next season. I only need people who gonna have faith. Where are the people?
No.
Yeah. Let me get out the way.
People fasting, isolation.
Out of bounds on black. It's white ball. Come on out here.
Man, this is like an episode of Wildin' Out. This is a holy episode of Wildin' Out, bro. Cause what the hell?
Here we go.
Bible.
Come on. Uh-oh. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Lord. Uh-oh.
Oh, what the hell? Wizards, conquer. Oh.
Fasting. All right. We'll be here till 4 o'clock, and everybody like, let's go. Jersey sold in the represent store. Okay. All right, watch. We should do an all-star game or something here one Sunday. We should do that. Okay, we're gonna do that. See all these y'all favorite church singers and pastors spraining ankles.
It's clear as day a spectacle and attention-seeking. Let's talk about Joel Osteen, who is a very, very popular pastor.
I wonder if she's gonna talk about TD Jakes and his Diddy parties. I wonder.
Runs Lakewood Church, and he is a multi-millionaire. Okay, so his church is a 16,000 seat arena. Wow. Okay, and Joel is worth about an estimated $100 million. Yeah, the pastor is worth that much, and that's due to him basically creating him being a pastor as a brand. He sells books. He's doing speaking engagements. I'm sure he's making some form of profit from all the content he has with Lakewood Church. He's doing very well for himself. Okay, so that's why it was incredibly shocking when this story happened. So back in August 2017, Hurricane Harvey made landfall in Texas and was a devastating hurricane. There was catastrophic flooding, trees falling, people lost power, people lost water. It was disastrous. This led many people to not have homes. So given the fact that Lakewood Church is extremely massive, I mean, I told you guys there's 16,000 seats and it's a whole arena, people expected Joel Osteen to open his doors to the public. I mean, that's what a church should do, correct?
Yeah.
Well, Joel refused to do so. He claimed that he was unable to do that because the arena was flooded itself. However, locals proved otherwise.
The pastor's first public response to the storm was to ask his 6 million followers on Twitter to join him in prayer for his fellow Texans. But many on social media were not satisfied and said, "You can do better."
The 16,000-seat megachurch
Wow.
in downtown Houston, once the Houston Rockets basketball arena, now
See, bruh, basketball arena, that looks like the Bengals stadium. Not even gonna lie. These arenas, but it's like still.
now owned by the celebrity televangelists. His sermons followed by 7 million people.
God's got this.
When Harvey slammed into Texas, Pastor Joel initially offered prayers, but little else, and social media pounced. His critics demanding more. "Open your church as a shelter," one person wrote. "Provide food and clothing, please."
Yeah, bro.
A fellow pastor tweeting, "You have a huge obligation to show the love of Christ at this very moment. Open the doors." The church says the building was inaccessible due to severe flooding. Pictures the church posted seem to confirm that. Later, others responded with their own, less dramatic pictures from outside the venue.
When a church with 16,000 seats and is the size of an arena can't even open its doors to flood victims, I think we really have to think about where the plot was lost, okay? Because that was not in any of Jesus' teachings to close.
And my thing is too. Let's give it a benefit of the doubt and say that the church was flooded, right? You're a multi-millionaire. You can't get the strongest fucking shop wetbacks. You can't go out and grab them for stuff like this. Even if you didn't see it coming, it's better to have it than not need it, than need it and not have it. You couldn't have grabbed some vacuum cleaners that will get the water up. Couldn't have got some testers or something. With all the money and power and influence you got, let's be real. Like, I'm trying to get this on for a while.
Close your doors because you don't want your church to get dirty. That is absolutely insane.
That
I didn't
is.
know pastors were multimillionaires. The
Me
pastors
neither.
know better than the members in the church.
Literally.
The songs praising of celebrity culture.
Talk
to
about
transformation
TD Jakes.
church and all their theatrics, and Pastor Michael Todd spitting in his hand and rubbing it
Yeah,
on
that's
one of
wild.
his church members' faces. To Joel Osteen and Lakewood Church not wanting to open its doors to their own church members that literally give tithes every week. It shows that we have lost the plot, okay? These are no longer churches.
Who's
These
we?
are spectacles, okay?
Who's we? Who's we? Tony. I don't go to church. Listen to sermons. Get in my Bible every once in a while. I meditate. I go within. Pray. Talk to God. My benevolent ancestors. Who is we? I ain't lost no plot. I've been out on churches. I'm just not getting back into them. They have lost the plot. Don't put me in there.
Okay? And it's the thought that you want your church to be a mega church so that you can reap the benefits, so that you can exploit your church members, so that you can make $100 million, so that you can have celebrity members at your church. And that gets into my very next point, and that has to do with performative Christianity. I feel as if these days we have a lot of people overly displaying themselves as Christian. And to me, I feel like those are the people that are the least Christian, okay? People will make videos like, get ready with me to get my nails done as a Christian. Get ready with me to hang out with a friend as a Christian. Get ready with me to go to the grocery store as a Christian.
Let's go grocery shopping. I saw this video a while back that said we should be eating biblically, and it's stuck with me ever since, so that's what we're shopping for.
This is my grocery haul as an 18-year-old Christian woman.
Get ready with me to buy a house as a Christian. Why is as a Christian always added in, and what do you have to prove?
Why are you saying I'm making a Christian dinner? this is my Christian outfit, or
But you just made sloppy joes. What did you talk about?
It's just regular. It's just always.
Imagine my wife or a female who I'm dating is in there, and she's, we both in a content creation bag, and I hear, I'm about to make some food as a Christian. Bitch, if you don't go ahead and make that fucking spaghetti, I've been waiting for goddamn 2-3 hours. You had me starving because you talking about you making shit as a Christian. You know what? Get your Christian on ass out of here. Let me go ahead and consciously eat my pizza, or me make some conscious fucking spaghetti. No. As a Christian, let me go ahead and buy some fried chicken as a black man. Like, it's like that. Like, come on now. Like, stop playing.
Christian this, Christian that. And it really does get performative. Like, you're not
it's
doing
performative.
it for the faith for real. Especially if you're one of those people that are reporting yourself crying or...
Bruh, because it's like you trying to prove yourself to other people, bruh. You are looking for attention. Like, it's like when... I was talking to my cousin about this too. Like, when people be asking me, like, oh, what'd you do today? What'd you get into? I don't be liking to tell people, like, yeah, I meditated, I prayed and shit like that. Because I believe, I'm like, man, I believe that I'm not trying to say it to feel like I'm better than people. Like, I'm not trying to prove myself, like, prove that. I don't. My thing is, I'm not trying to prove myself to people. I'm not trying to make people see. I'm not trying to have people make people think that, oh yeah, he think he better because he meditate and shit like that. My bad, I was texting my family, but I don't need to prove myself to people. I don't need people thinking that I'm better than people thinking I'm better than them because I'm doing this shit. It's like, no, I'm not doing. I'm doing it for myself, not doing it for other people.
Reading your Bible, crying, or sharing your revelations all the time. It's not giving what y'all think it's giving.
Faith has become an aesthetic. Christian influencers are making a pretty penny by displaying themselves as Christians. I think many do start genuine with wanting to share their Christian journey, or wanting to share their faith, or wanting to share the fact that they love Jesus. But I think when they start seeing the money come in and the views come in, because, you know, a lot of people do see Christianity when they're at their lowest. I mean, we are in one of the most vulnerable times in the world. People can't get food. People aren't getting paid enough. People are losing their homes. Rent is up the wazoo. Gas is expensive. Buying a house is expensive and feels almost impossible. Getting a college education is expensive. Everything is expensive. So people go on social media to find a little bit of hope. So they will go to Christian content creators to feel a little bit of hope, get a little bit of inspiration, feel a little glimmer of happiness. And that ends up being profitable for those content creators that are Christian. Very quickly, you will see these Christian content creators start using affiliate links, start selling merch, getting brand deals disguised as faith work, when in actuality, their job is being a Christian influencer. Hence why they're constantly saying again and again that they're Christian in all of their content, because it goes viral. It gets them attention. It gets
Christian
them that pretty penny.
A lot of people are not even following Jesus. Y'all just monetizing off.
Watch me go ahead and get my lottery twisted as a Christian.
Y'all are selling products. I see holy oils. I see hats. I see podcasts. I see.
Watch me get dressed as a Christian.
Is on the brand name, but he's not even at the center of your life. He didn't even tell you to do
that.
You just knew
Christian mukbang.
For a good market. Because you knew they will wear your t-shirts and your brand to their churches. Some of y'all are.
Watch me prank my Christian mom as a Christian.
This is the exact reason.
You know how ridiculous that sounds?
People out of the temple with a whip and start flipping over tables. Y'all been monetizing Jesus.
Let me crash out for Thanksgiving.
And this is not for the people
as
who
a
are
Christian.
moving in obedience that created things that God told them to create, and they also follow Jesus and they keep him at the center of their life, and so their gifts are making room for them. I'm talking about y'all that are hopping on the bandwagon of Christianity, using it as a trend and or an aesthetic, but you don't actually follow him. You're not actually living for him. You're not actually representing the heart of Christ, and yet you're wearing Christ across your chest.
And speaking of attention, this is like, I guess, a smaller bracket of these Christian content creators. And the fact that they want to call and label everything demonic. They label Halloween demonic. They'll label every movie demonic. Even cartoons. They're just so quick to say something's demonic without getting the full picture or perspective of something.
Bruh, I remember how some of my friends, they would say that their parents wouldn't allow them to watch SpongeBob because it was demonic. Like, No, y'all niggas' childhood sucked. It's not demonic. Now, is it a little sexual? Yeah. Hilarious? Fuck yeah. But demonic? Fuck no.
And to me, I think that they do this maybe because they are having a little bit of religious psychosis, but I also think they do it because they know it's going to go viral. It's going to get a lot of attention. It's going to show I am a Christian and this is what I'm not going to do and this is what I'm not going to participate in. They're calling yoga demonic. I've seen them label Pilates as demonic.
Yoga's like a whole thing. I have a lot of stuff.
Yoga's not fucking
just stretching.
demonic.
It is
See, I can,
by design,
what you
by
wanna
definition.
Do, you're like,
it's historical
chill.
context. It's curation. It is intrinsically a spiritual practice, and it is divination. You're creating a demonic altar with your body. Like
yoga is such a demonic practice. If you're a Christian out there, you should not be participating in yoga.
Everything is so terrible and
the same niggas that say yoga is demonic. It's the same niggas that say crystals are demonic, and they literally are Christian. God literally told. Who did he tell? He had somebody put gemstones and crystals on an armor for them. God literally made crystals. Like, y'all don't believe what everybody says about crystals and yoga, shit like that. Do your own research about it. Do your own research. Like, I could tell you that yoga is very good for the mind. It's very good for the spirit. It's very good for the soul. Very good for your body because it keeps you not only flexible. It helps you it helps you align your chakras. The unaddressed and repressed emotions. It'll help you release those. It'll just help you grow in so many different ways. I could tell you that. But you still gotta do your own research about it, of the benefits of it. Don't just listen to people who you think are gonna give you the best answer, think are right, because a lot of people, their ideologies, they don't know where they got it from. They're just saying because there's somebody else saying, and they could be totally wrong. Always do your own research.
Eyes of them, and honestly, I think it just further pushes people away from Christianity because it feels like you can't do anything given the fact that you're a Christian. At least that's what they make it come across as. Christianity very quickly becomes performative and it's no longer authentic. It becomes a competition for who's the most holy. And
one of the things I didn't like about Christianity was the fact is like, damn, I'm not allowed to sin. Okay. Well, I know I'm not gonna do shit. But does that mean if I think about murdering somebody, that it's a sin? It is a sin? Well, fuck, I'm going to hell. Then it has you in a kind of a religious / spiritual psychosis, because it's like, well, I have to constantly repent for the stuff that I've done. I don't want to sin, but I'm going to sin. Damn. Am I still gonna get into heaven? Is my book in the eternal book of life? Oh my God, I have to be perfect. Because if I'm not perfect, I won't get into heaven, even though my name is in the eternal book of life. Is it really in the eternal book of life? When I did profess my life to God, did I do it seriously? Oh man, I feel like I gotta say it over again because I gotta, damn, I didn't do this right, or I didn't do this right. It flusters you, and you're never really at peace with yourself because you're so overwhelmed with all this other shit. Oh, I didn't put in tithes in, so I'm not getting to heaven. Oh, I didn't open the door for this lady, so I'm not getting to heaven. Oh my God, I was mad at my mom, so I called her by her name. I'm not getting into heaven. That's not the case whatsoever. And to be honest, heaven and hell aren't real. They're not. If anything, we're hell on earth right now. Let me go ahead.
I think that that's what leads so many people to not want to be Christian or not want to listen to Christians. I mean, look at these Christian podcast hosts. They say the most egregious things. And quite frankly, a lot of these Christian influencers and these Christian podcasters, they're not even kind people themselves, and they don't even believe in basic human rights, yet they're preaching what we should believe in and what we should be doing, when they won't even open their door to someone that doesn't look like them. Let's clock that. And a lot of
Clock it, sis.
church has
Period.
become a brand.
And their waist ain't as snatched as mine, right? And they lace front be coming up, they track will be coming up, and they hair ain't as luscious and as soft and as beautiful as mine. My hairline is more crispier than theirs. They ain't got a beard as good as mine. Like, clock they teeth.
God in Christianity has become the aesthetic. So that gets into a social experiment that a TikToker recently did, where the church's responses shocked many people nationwide. A woman by the name of Nykel McCrary, who is an Army veteran from Kentucky, she racked up millions of views on TikTok when she did a hungry baby social experiment. So in this social experiment, she wanted to see if churches would help a hungry, needy infant. So she began the series due to the government shutdown and a lot of SNAP benefits not being available for people in need and that were hungry. Motivated by the crisis currently happening right now, Nykel, who doesn't actually have a baby, she decided to call churches and ask them for help to get formula. She did not do this out of malice or just to play a prank. She did this in order for all of us to think and to realize that we are no longer a community. And the places that are known and are meant to be a community are no longer a community either. The results were absolutely shocking. So after Nykel called about 42 to 43 churches, only about 9 or 10 churches offered actual help, with over 30 churches declining. So she documented each interaction she had with churches in short videos. So I'm going to be showing you guys some of those videos of the churches saying no. But people were shocked that the places that are known or supposedly known to spread compassion, love,
I'm shocked it's that much,
service,
but I'm not
where
shocked
members
that
every week
it
are
was
giving
most of the churches that said
tithes,
no.
money to these churches, are turning away a pleading mother asking for help for her infant baby that needs food. And she made sure that there was audio of a baby screaming in the background. So they heard this mock baby screaming, but still did not want to help. Once again, we have lost the plot of what church is.
I am calling
Don't say
your
we.
church to test to see
Don't say
if
we.
they are willing to
Who
help
is we?
feed a
I'm tired of y'all motherfuckers putting everybody together. Ain't no we.
baby. So far, I've already called 2 churches. Neither one of them were willing to help feed a baby. And honestly, I'm not even a church, and if somebody called me needing to feed a baby, I wouldn't just hang up the phone. I would find them a resource and get them formula for their baby.
I'd go out and buy it.
I don't really have any
Formula is not that
reason
much.
to do that right now. The account where I have to give to community members.
No, we don't help with formula at all. Have you talked to anybody like at CCC?
Yeah, I've been calling everywhere all day.
Oh, okay. We are a small church, and as a result, we have limited funds, and so we tend to help those that are part of the church or come to the church. We're going to be there.
Because there's people.
Bro, y'all barely help people who are part of the church. Barely, rarely, whatever. The only people you help who are a part of the church, the only people that you help that are a part of the church are the ones that do shit for y'all. I'm talking about like sexual shit. Like they got it's an exchange. Stop the fucking cap. Like, come on now.
That are right around you, local.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Okay? Bye. We really don't have an estimated time just because we do a lot of requests here. Each applicant is different. It can take a couple of days, it can take a couple of weeks. We really just don't have a time frame there.
Okay, you said it would take a couple of days to weeks?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, if approved.
If approved.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
She's doing God's work right here.
Okay.
I'm really sorry. That's all we have right now.
I hasn't ate all day, and I don't know what else to do.
Yeah, I'm not sure because we don't have cash here, and I'm not in control of finance.
It's pathetic.
unfortunately, that's our on our list. So.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you.
Yep. Have a good one.
All right. You too. Not even other churches.
This is wild.
Albion Online is a sandbox MMORPG in which you write your own story.
Yeah. I wish I had something for you, ma'am. I'm very sorry.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
You too.
God bless.
Okay. Well, and we don't have anything either. So I'm sorry. I wish I had something to offer you. Is there any
out since last night?
My thing is the people, the people who said, yeah, we don't have anything, like, so you can't go out and grab any. You don't want to do it out of the kindness of your heart, spending your own money. Formula is not that much. It's just part of being it's just a human being, a good, kind human being.
So
even if it is an experiment, like, they don't know it's an experiment, it's real life for them.
We don't have any here.
And y'all could get, and I could just pick it up.
No. I don't. Not that I know of. No, sorry.
Okay. Okay. Well, they just sent me to back and forth to people, and then sent me to a voicemail. And get just a can of formula for it, because I mean she's been
pathetic.
going without all night and all day, and I just
All these churches,
I don't know what else to do or who to go to.
And they're all giving excuses and saying no. Like, it's so pathetic, bro.
The only food items that we have in the food pantry are non-perishables, but I don't believe they have anything there for infants.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Can I?
What you mean, a baby formula?
Yeah, I have a.
You want somebody to give you some money or something?
No, I just need the formula. I have a 2-month-old, and she ran out last night, so she's went all night and all day without formula.
Yeah, we don't have any formula here for not baby. No, we have a kitchen, but we don't have milk.
Okay. Is there any way y'all could just get a can and I could pick it up?
No, I don't know that. We don't have time to do that because we don't have. That might be able.
Y'all don't have time to run to the store. A quick store run.
They have more resources than we do.
Okay.
Let me get in touch with the ladies at the weigh station and see. They might.
Night and all day without anything to eat.
We don't have any formula around, darling. Sorry. None. No diapers, anything. No babies. We don't have any.
Could that be something you all could get and I could just pick it up?
No, we can't right now. Sorry.
Okay. All right. All right. The help with baby formula at all?
We unfortunately are not. We have a benevolent.
Yeah, we're included in that, not because we want to be, but we've been struggling with a whole bunch of things since the Joe Biden regime took over. I'm trying to think, have you called the company a little deal called Catholic Charity?
Yeah.
Did they have any?
Well, we have 4 here. So, which one of our campuses do you go to? Do you attend one of our campuses?
I don't attend. No, I'm just local.
Yeah. I'm just trying to. Did you try Mercy's Gate?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't have any way to help you with that. I'm so sorry.
Okay. Do you have a moment? Sorry, just 1 second.
All right, Tony, I'm gonna need you to go ahead and.
Somebody can answer.
I'm gonna need you to stop playing these videos because
something that y'all could do.
I be hearing babies cry all day. I don't want to hear while I'm at home too. I don't care if it's a fake baby. I'm chilling.
Church and they won't even help somebody.
All right, we got the picture, bro. Okay, I guess you're almost done. So.
And what's crazy, the churches that she exposed, they were honestly upset. They were visceral, actually, giving a very negative response to the research that this woman collected and gathered, versus them reflecting on what is the purpose of us running a church and where is all of this money
No accountability.
People are donating
no accountability.
every single week to these churches.
No
this
accountability.
Money is supposed to help the community.
How do you expect the people who come to your church to have accountability when the church don't even have accountability? The people who run the church do not have accountability. Come on. It's just like parents raising their kids, and the parents can't take accountability for their actions, so the kids are not going to take accountability for their actions. Or when the parents don't take accountability for their actions, but they try to be hypocrites and tell the kids to take accountability for their actions, but they see the parents not taking accountability for their actions, and they're outright they just irate because they get called out. Irate because they get called out by their kids. I'm starting to get tired.
Church is supposed to be a community whether a person is a member or not.
Facts.
That is what Jesus spread. There was so much hypocrisy in what they preach and the lack thereof practicing what they preach. And I think it made people sit and reflect on what is the true value of religion and how is religion, specifically Christianity, supposed to be beneficial to the community, and they are not helping others in need. So the government allegedly isn't helping us, and now the church isn't helping us either. It seems like everybody's on their own these days. And it's so interesting because there's so many churches that are constantly begging and begging for money. And yes, I'm gonna say begging. I'm gonna show you guys a few examples of this. I'm not saying giving tithes or churches expecting their members to give tithes of any sort is begging, but the church is begging for donations and for tithes from their members and from outside sources. And the churches that don't have to pay taxes because they're supposed to be helping others, they can't even help a hungry baby in need, a hypothetical hungry baby, but they didn't know it was a hypothetical baby. That is absolutely insane. So from this experiment to the numerous pastors I spoke on, from the Christian influencers I spoke on, this is not for me to judge the people or the churches I'm speaking on. I wanted to make this video for us to sit back and reflect on the fact that we clearly have lost the plot. True Christianity isn't about
there you go with that we thing again. I didn't know we spoke French.
My pastor has this, my pastor bought this car.
I don't even go to church. I listen to sermons and read my Bible sometimes.
And I get Christian nails done.
I pray and I meditate.
Grocery shopping as a Christian. It's about practicing what you preach. Christianity is about spreading love, spreading kindness, being compassionate, and helping and servicing others. I love seeing people draw closer to God. I love that more people are going to church. I love that people feel comfortable to speak about their faith on the internet. Christianity should not be an aesthetic, but the question has to go, are we chasing the feeling of being seen as worshiping God? Because there is a very clear difference. But you guys, that is the end of today's video. I, of course, as always, want to know what you guys think in the comments down below. What are your thoughts on these mega churches? What are your thoughts on performative Christianity? What are your thoughts on the examples that I shared with you? Of course, as always, be respectful, but let's get the discussion going on the comments down below. If you guys like this video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. I love and I appreciate you guys so very much. I hope you guys learned something from this video today. I hope that you feel inspired to spread love and spread compassion because we need it more than ever today. That is what is all important. That's all I really want to put out there in the universe, and I hope you guys do too. But I love and I appreciate you guys so very much, and I will see you all in my very next video. Love you guys. Bye.
That kiss is for me. Thank you. Shout out to Tony Brienne. That was a dope video. Hey, I appreciate y'all for signing through. You know I usually end with music, but I'm about to go ahead and edit these videos real quick and then just go to sleep. But I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Keep your vibrations high. Hey, 2026 is that year. We grow, we do better, we prosper, we stay accountable. We don't allow other people to hold us back because of the image or our past self. We always elevate. I love y'all and I appreciate y'all. The real Nykel McCrary.